Good morning, guys. What's going on? So, I started a new YouTube channel for hotshotting, or this channel, as you see right now. I have other YouTube channels that I'm fine with. So, this morning, it's a nice crisp -8 Celsius. I decided to start hotshotting about 6 months ago. Realized there's a lot of interesting things you can learn hotshotting. So I decided to start filming it. I guess I could show you around the truck. I have a proper bed in the back. An actual mattress. I built a custom bed frame for it, and I have tons of storage underneath. And I have a 2016 Ram 3500 and a 22-foot flatboy trailer and a gooseneck trailer. So I just figured I'll take you guys along, maybe some cool time lapses and stuff, and kind of give you the showdown on Canadian hotshots, because I know there's plenty of American hotshots out there on YouTube, but not too many Canadian ones, especially giving you the ins and outs of how it works. At least in my experience here, that I found YouTube. When I started this, I couldn't find anyone who was a Canadian hotshot who knew like the ins and outs of how to do it, like finding loads. We don't have the load boards down in the States, or up here in Canada, like down in the States, and it takes a little more work. Although the money's a lot better up here in Canada than down in the US. Like I average pretty close to just for starting out, I average pretty good money. So for my videos, for the loads I have, I'm gonna put in how much I made, my expenses, and my take home, profit-wise. Now, the truck is financed, because if you don't finance it, it's not a write-off. I was gonna buy this truck outright cash, and then I told the dealership what I plan on doing with it, and the guys at the dealership said, well, let's do this correctly. And then they explained to me the tax write-offs. Same with the trailer. I went to buy the trailer outright and the truck at the same time. And yeah, the dealer, well, not the dealership, but the salesman was telling me about it. And the finance guy was like, yeah, you can. And then they were like, well, let's look at some financing options and see if we can get you approved on a business loan. And I've never had a business loan before, near as my company. Obviously, it's just established. So I had to co-sign for the business, for the truck and trailer. And then I'm establishing the history for the company, and then pretty much building it so it can get its own truck and trailer without me having to sign the dotted line. I sign on behalf of the company, but I don't have to risk my own credit for it, which is fine. Like all I did is I took the cash and just moved it into another account. That way it can just pull the payments out of there. It's the same price. The interest is super low. They wanted me to take an 8-year loan. Not happening. So this truck's on a 3-year loan and the trailer's on a 4-year loan, because that's the lowest I could do. Anything lower than that, there wasn't very many companies that wanted to deal with it. So I just said, okay, it sucks, but it is what it is. But it is the tax write-offable, and this business is heavily taxable. Anyhow, where we're at. We're in Golden, BC, British Columbia, and yeah, it's freaking cold here. It's -8. Now I know I'm from Edmonton. -8's not that bad. It's just still cold. It still sucks, especially in the fact I've lived in pretty much in the desert side of BC, in the interior for 2 years now, and the coldest we get there is like plus something. We don't really get down to the negatives unless there's a storm. So yeah, just kind of getting used to this hotshot stuff. I've been enjoying it a lot. It kind of sucks some days. I am a transporter naturally, but the word hotshot, just adding hotshot to anything, makes it a bit of a pain in the ass. I do have people who contact me like, I need it now, I need it done now, I'll pay you anything. I've had those customers. This is one of those customers we're picking up this truck for. He's another hotshotter. We're picking up his new truck. His original truck, the clutch blew, and he blew a transfer case. So instead of fixing that, he just went and bought another one for 2,500 bucks. And but it's not a diesel. It looks like a Ram 1500, black in color, with a Hemi, a 5.9 Hemi, I think it is, or the Magnum. And yeah, it's a nice looking truck. It's jacked up. It has a 4-inch lift or something. I don't know. I never understood the interest of jacking up a truck, especially when you're going to use it for work. I can understand if it's like your personal truck. I'll not lie. I did have a personal truck that was lifted. I realized my snow boots are in a very pain in the ass place to grab, so I'm gonna have to grab those in a minute. I have driving shoes. I didn't think I would ever need those things, or if that was even a reality. But after talking to some other hotshotters and starting to get to know the guys, get some driving shoes. They say get yourself a nice pair of shoes that breathe, and that if you just need to step out of the truck quickly, you can. But for these environments, get a pair of gun boots or insulated boots. And that was the best advice they could have gave me, because man, oh man, a lot of job sites I go on are just absolute messes. Oh, hopefully, oh man, there's a lot of people turning. Like, this road straight ahead of us is dead. But fucking behind us, there's tons of people just constantly going. So there are a few mods I did to this truck, just right off the hop. And I didn't go out and modify the truck because I thought it looked cool. I went out and modified the truck because these are necessities of the truck. And I'm just kind of explaining to you guys what I do for a living in this video. If you don't want to watch, it's fine. It's cool. Anyhow, one of the things I did is tint. In Alberta, we're allowed to tint our windows, so I did that. My company's registered out of Alberta, so I can do this. And I'm glad I did. A lot of people told me to get the reflective things, and I did have those. I hated storing them because they took up so much space. And yeah, you got privacy, but I was like, I kind of want to see my stuff when I wake up and I'm gonna glance. I kind of want to look at all my equipment and make sure no one's fucking with it. So I was like, that's why the bed's up so high. The bed is all glass all the way around it. It's kind of nice in the summertime because the ceramic tint I have keeps the heat out, but it lets the glass stay cool. So when you're, you don't have to flip over your pillow because the pillow just is constantly cool. And last night was the first time I slept in it at -11, I think it was last night I got down to, or -12. With the ceramic tint on, I'll tell you this right now, the salesman for it, and I've been tinting my windows on all my trucks for 15 years. So he sold me on the ceramic tint. No, I just get the film, but I got the ceramic tint on this truck, and he explained to me why. And he wasn't kidding when he said the heat and cold stays in and the cold stays out, and the heat stays out and the cold stays in. I had the heater on low last night on the front glass just so it raises and gets into the back, and I literally had it set for pretty much in the center. I have a work truck practically, so it's not like the auto climate control crap where you set the thing for 21C. And yeah, truck stayed warm, never had an issue at all. I have pretty comfortable sleep. Only 4 hours of sleep last night because we didn't get into Golden until about 4 in the morning with the time change. So it's almost 8 a.m. now. Well, it's 9 a.m. but 8 a.m. for the customer, which is that's what we're calling him, because before he pays for this truck, he wants me to have a good look at it. And me being from the same industry he is, he trusts me, I guess. So, and I happen to know Dodge quite a bit. I've owned almost every generation of one except for the new one, because I'm not paying $90,000 for a work truck. It's ridiculous. So I don't know, but yeah, figured I'd give you guys a heads up. There will be time lapses of videos and music and all the editing stuff that people want, but we'll have a good look at this truck, and hopefully everything is exactly what she told him it was, and that I did not come out here with an empty trailer to not have a load. Although the price would be the same at the end of the day, because I came out here, I'd probably just save him. I'd probably just drive pretty much to the road where you turn down the Kelowna, and that's where I would cut off the cost, because once I get back to Kamloops, there's no cost. That's where it's charged from. So yeah, it is what it is. All right, we'll see you guys in a little bit. Bye.
up to that gas station there. It took about 15 minutes. It wasn't too bad. We had to fill the slip tank up. It was running low. I think I had about 2 tanks of diesel left in it for this truck. So I had to fill it back up, and the truck was at half a tank after we picked up from Golden. We're about an hour and a half away from our destination, and I just happened to be crossing an area that had a diesel at $1.39.9. When you see it for that price in BC, you just fill up everything at this point, because the average price right now, since the natural disaster happened with all the highways getting washed out, put that down a little bit, we're looking at like an average price of $1.50, rounded up. Obviously it's $1.49.9, but you might as well call it $1.50. But that job there, that fill up, hold on, let me get the receipts here. We're driving on a back road. Most of BC right now, everything's kind of messed up, so we have to take all back roads to get places. So we filled up 328.120 liters. So about close to 75 gallons, I guess, or close to 60 gallons, something like that. I'm not really sure what the conversion would be there. And cost me $459.05. Whew. That hurt. But you know what though? It's gonna feel great, because when we go down to Vancouver on Monday, we're not gonna have to pay the $1.60, $1.70 for diesel, because right now there's a gas shortage, and they have the you're now limited to 30 liters of fuel per gas station per vehicle. So I would have to go. I'm just looking at it now. That fill up would have taken us. Normally I'd fill up in Mission. They have diesel there for $1.39.9 as well, and they still do. I know the guy who works there, and he told me when I called him and said, "Hey, I'm going to be pulling through Monday. You know, are you limited on the diesel or just gasoline?" He said, "No, the diesel is also limited." And he said, unfortunately, you'd have to do multiple transactions. So a lot of the stores are not like police enforcing it, but what they're doing is they're setting up the machines so you can only select 30 liters as the maximum amount. So instead of fill to 150 or fill to 200, it's fill to whatever the dollar amount of the balance that you selected. So if you want gasoline, oh, poor guy. There's a dead coyote on the road. To the gasoline side of things, it's 30 liters of whatever you want, and same with diesel. So it kind of sucked because this truck will burn 30 liters of diesel in 150 kilometers. So I don't know why they set that as a freaking threshold. It's dumb. But Card Lock, big rigs, they're like, oh no, you're essential. You get whatever you need. Doesn't make sense, because we're essential too as hotshot guys. I don't know what planet they think we're not. We're commercial operators. They let us on the road to get down there. That's something that normal people can't do right now. I'm lucky enough I drive a commercial vehicle, commercial truck, commercial everything. So we're able to get down there without an issue. And man, this place is nice. I don't know if you guys can see that out my window. It's like mountains right there. And it's snow covered. So right now, we're in like a snowy area where there's snow on the ground, but it's +3. So that's Celsius. So about 38 Fahrenheit or something like that. I'm not sure. But yeah, we're getting down there. We're about to get ready to go drop this car off, or this truck. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to film loading it. The GoPro just straight up. Hi. Look at truckers laughing at me for me doing that. Some guy just cut the trucker completely off. He came out and gunned it and realized, oh, there's another truck coming, and just fucking... People, slow down. It's winter. Don't try to be a drag racer on ice. It's not gonna work out. I can promise you this. I see their shit all the time of people who just hammer down everywhere. But yeah, so we're heading to West Kelowna right now. Usually West Kelowna is fairly warm around this time of year. Are you gonna blow her down or what? There we go. I'm trying to tell the truck I need to get a tune on this transmission. I have a tune on the truck. It's a Bully Dog GT tuner. I didn't put it on there. I bought the truck like this. Bully Dog makes good tunes for like if you just need something quick, if you deleted your truck kind of thing. Yeah, it's nice. But I'm a firm believer of every truck I've ever owned, I've gone and got a custom tune done by a dyno, because every truck is unique in some sense. And yeah, I'm not a fan of this tune on the transmission. At times it's like, hey, sometimes it's like, hey, I want to grab something, boom, 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 gears, you're loving it. And then sometimes you're about to go climb a hill, you start giving it throttle, and it's like, I'm gonna hold 6th gear, but burn the shit out of the torque converter because I want to do 2,000 RPM going uphill for some reason. Instead of downshifting and just getting the gear in the proper place where you can utilize that torque. And like, it will sit there and go to like 2,000 to 3,000, but it doesn't have the gearing, so it will rev up to 3, and then it will go, oh, we're slowing down still, let me downshift. And it's a stupid trans. I don't know what. I already changed out the shift solenoid in the transmission because that blew up. And yeah, that took 30 something minutes, I think it was. The mechanic, or the transmission shop in Kamloops, quoted me $1,500 to replace that shift solenoid. And so I was like, okay, no problem. Like, I was gonna pay for it, but they said, oh, we can't get to it for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. The part's behind and we can't get it. I was like, oh, well, that's good to know. Pulled a few favors, got a few friends, and I got one imported from the States. Not bad though. I got it for $575 Canadian, plus I had to pay, I think it was $70 customs and imports for it right off the bat. So not too bad. I was under 800 bucks, and took the transmission apart. Transmission shop didn't want to do it for a couple of weeks. They were fully booked. Unfortunately, when you live in a small town, that's what you have. You have to deal with whatever's available. So learned how to take it off, looked at a couple of YouTube videos, and realized it's a breeze. It's literally drop the pan, take off 6 bolts, and then a shit ton of Torx bolts, and then you just pop it out, you pop the new one in. And to be honest, when they quoted 4 hours for that job, and I'm a guy who never done it before, and I did it in 39 minutes, something's up there. But yeah, so we're on the road. We're about, I say, an hour and 20 minutes away now from our drop-off. We're gonna film the drop-off as long as it's daylight. I don't know if it's gonna be daylight the time you get there. We're in Canada, so it gets dark freaking quick here. You'll get sunrise around 9 where we are, and then the sun sets around 3:30, 4 o'clock, and it's 3:30 right now, and the sun is just gone behind the mountain there. We still have an hour left to go. So unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna have to light the film. I'll try, but I can't make any promises. If I feel it's not worth filming because it's just gonna waste our time, then that's what we'll do. Yeah, so we'll get here. We'll see you guys when we deliver. Peace. I went to record it, and all you see is, I just watched the video back. It's just black. You see tail lights and headlights, and that's it. It's like only 6 o'clock. I've been stopped here eating lunch, or dinner, I guess. And yeah, by 4 o'clock, it was pretty much blackout. So tried to record it, couldn't. The video's not good.
so I'm not gonna upload it. But now we're gonna head home. We got another 4 hours left of us. We have about 5 hours left in our logbook. So we can get home tonight, have some Rotten Ronnies for lunch, or dinner, or whatever you want to call it. And then hopefully Sunday we have a nice day off, clean the truck a little bit, because she is dirty when you're living in it. And then head to the coast. So then we get to see how bad the natural disaster was. So, if you enjoyed the video, let's get on the road.